Welcome back to Hardcovers and Hot Takes. It has literally been, I think, a little over 24 hours since Brimstone has released, and we have finished reading it. And here we're
Yeah.
going to talk about it.
Let's talk about the ending.
Hold on. Before we get into it, if you have not finished Brimstone yet, please
This isn't for you.
exit out and come back when you have finished because we are not holding back. There are
Yeah.
going to be spoilers. This
Yeah.
is a full conversation about what we just read.
Okay, so I feel like normally I might not know 100% the ending, but I have like somewhat of an idea. So this like big thing happens, and I'm like, okay, I see where this added up from.
Right.
This came from nowhere.
Out of left field. Out of left field. I was not
Like,
expecting this.
hold on, I literally, I just feel like we need to read it. Like,
Yeah.
who are you, crave choked? Only half gods may wield shadows. How are, okay, wait, pause. How are you saying his real name?
Hmm?
How are you saying his real name?
Kaiden.
Okay, that's what I thought too, but then I was like, wait, is that kind of stupid?
No, it's
But
Kaiden. I pronounce it Kaiden because
okay. Well, we know I can't say fucking what's that girl's name?
Penelope.
That one.
Penelope.
Okay. Kaiden drew in a deep breath, ignoring the mill's question. I've come for a dragon, as is my right. Summon our father and tell him I've come to make a trade.
Okay. Okay. The breakdown. All right.
Yeah.
One, the whole I've come to get a dragon, as is my right. Only half gods can wield shadows, which means his father was a full god.
But
He
then also tell our father.
or summon our father. Like, does that mean he's alive or
I don't even know. Is his dad alive? Is his real dad, whoever this is, and that wasn't his biological dad? Like,
maybe? Yeah, like I don't know if it's just like this is who your dad
right.
was to be said in the story
Or
that
is
was
this or
told.
is this another one of those things where it's like something like for example, like you remember how the bond between her and Tal was kind of described as like father
Daughter.
child. So like is it
Yeah,
something
okay.
along those lines or he's like saying get our father?
Uh,
But I'm like, but if you think about it, if he is half God, it makes so much sense because throughout this entire two books, everyone always says he's the most strongest Fae alive. He's this,
right.
he's that shit. Like his shadows, like they're not supposed to even like this character said, like they're not even like that's not a common like power to have. And then there is a quote in here where she literally is just like speaking to herself in her head and literally calls him her Prince of Shadows.
Well,
And
they
I'm
call
like,
him. There's multiple references where it's like he's the child of shadows or the king of shadows or
right,
things
right,
like
right.
that, and it's just like there's
Well,
no
and then the fact that he was able to close the metal gates, like, and everyone chalks it up to just like him being just that strong. Well, yes, I'm not knocking that. Like he's definitely still
right.
strong, but
Yeah,
but like, what if this is the reasoning behind it? And then the fact that his sword is like this relic,
yeah.
and a god sword, his own father's. That's where this kind of gets confusing because the person who we think is his father, his god sword didn't claim his son.
Yeah, and claimed Cyrus. Like that's crazy.
Right, like, so I'm like, hmm,
I don't. The whole summon our father thing, like something's amiss. It's either his
yeah,
father is alive and Belicon literally like that's why he was banished and
yeah,
killed, but maybe he just like retreated to Asian and
right.
like I don't.
Well, and everyone always said like how like powerful his dad was. What if his dad like came here from that realm and then like either couldn't go back, didn't want to go back, like whatever, and so then
Right.
like his death like sent him back there. Or I don't even know anymore. Like I've thought about this
No.
for hours since I was like waiting for you to finish, and I feel like I've thought of so many ideas and theories that my brain hurts and I don't have.
And the other thing is that they have that whole pool of brimstone which is what is needed to like kill the rot. Because we know that when Asher goes out, the little fire spite, I love him. Um, when he goes out, his blood is the thing that kills off the rot.
Mm. Well, it's because his blood is brimstone.
Brimstone, right?
Yeah.
But we know that this is it, and this journal that Fisher's mom gave to Cyrus told
Mhm.
her Brimstone is the answer, but it also said read on after the trade. And that's where the end of the book leaves off. So we have all of the answers in this book.
Yeah.
We just can't know it yet.
Okay, I feel like, okay, one, I literally remember texting you and I said that I knew that those birds
Mm-hmm.
had something to do with the journal and everything because so if you remember, um, the other sprites were playing with, um, the little toy version of it.
Yeah,
And that's what
in
helped
the room.
influence, yeah, that's what helped like influence his
Yeah,
name. And like something was just off about them. And the fact that they were made from pages, like I literally told her, I was like, that has something to do with
yeah,
this.
and they're in the stars
Yeah.
of the
And
library, and that's
exactly. And then
Foley
the
is
fact that
hiding in the stars.
exactly. And so I remember texting and be like, she said it's in the stars. The birds are the stars.
Yeah,
And
yeah, for
but
sure.
then
There was definitely a whole line leading up to that.
right. Well, but then when the page was missing, I was screaming. I was like, bitch, you have that last bird.
I didn't even put that together until that scene
Bro,
happened. I didn't
I
even put it
was
together.
screaming. I was screaming. I literally was like, you have the bird, you have the page. Like,
Yeah, I literally
I
didn't
was
even I didn't even
screaming.
register that until that happened.
Yeah,
Didn't
no,
even
I
know.
was screaming about it.
But I
Okay.
do I do like the fact that like the bird little antique thing that
Mm,
his mom got and like was influenced on his name is a kingfisher bird. Like they are called kingfisher birds.
yeah.
So it's a full circle moment for that, but it's just
I
crazy.
I think what I thought I didn't think I was gonna, not that I didn't think it was gonna be like a big thing, but so I didn't think his mom was gonna play as like big of like a physical role in this book. The fact that one, it just shows how much she truly loved Fisher because she didn't move on and bound her soul to stay here, which one, crazy how much power that takes, which just makes me wonder even more like how powerful really like is Fisher. Like I feel like have we even fully reached his potential at this point? Because
Yeah.
now we know he's half God, but maybe it's from his mom.
Yeah. Well, and they're like
Like,
they're always like she was the most powerful oracle and
right,
things like that, but we don't really that's all we know.
right.
We don't
Like
know anything else.
no. So then I'm like, the fact that she did that, and then the fact that she pre-made all of those dresses
Mm-hmm.
custom to Cyrus, and then one of the dresses has little
Little
foxes,
foxes.
bro. I was like,
That's so cute.
and one thing that did make me mad though was that she was like, I don't like when you leave out dresses because it just makes me feel like you want me domesticated. And he was like, no, I just figured sometimes maybe you would want to like,
No, it's just it's okay to be a soft human being. Like you don't have to be
right.
this hard shell of a person
Yeah.
all of the
Like
time.
when we're at our house, if you want to do this, like it's fine. I got you. Like,
Right. That was
but
so no,
no.
because he was like, it's okay to be soft. I've got you. And that's just a true
Mm-hmm.
testament to like how
Right.
much he just loves her.
Oh my God. In this
And,
book, I was just getting like, I honestly had Onyx Storm vibes the whole time because he
mhm.
loved her. Honestly, they both did
Oh,
so
so
badly. I was eating it up.
there was this quote I took a picture of it and I read it and I was like, this is just what it is exactly meant to like love somebody. And this is why Fisher Kaiden, I like the new name.
I do too.
Okay? This is what it is exactly means to be a top fantasy boyfriend is exactly this. This is what makes all of the fantasy boyfriends stand out compared to
Yeah.
every other character. So it says, it would have crushed your spirit if I had sheltered you from this world. Your choices had to be your own. I saw that in the end. I see it now too. Every day. You have a right to walk the road that stretches out before you. I will not rob you of your path by insisting I carry you.
I love
And
that
it
quote.
is just, it literally just embodies every single
Yeah.
male fantasy character and why we love them because they are not holding their partner back. They're not holding the female character back. They are embracing the fact that they are strong and independent and
Mhm.
take care of themselves, but are there to be like, I know you're
Well,
independent.
we've had multiple conversations about like all of our like main MMCs are the ones where like in battle, they're like, come back to me, hands them a sword, trains them to fight, and like lets them go. And like
Literally.
all of the guys we hate in the books are the ones who are like, no, let me fight for you. You stay
Right.
at home.
You
Let
go
me keep you
hide.
safe.
I will keep
Like
you safe, but
instead of like, I feel like even Fisher, like he kept her safe by teaching her how to be
right.
a fighter. How, like
Oh
even
yeah,
more. You know what
absolutely.
I'm saying? Like,
Absolutely. And it's just like they're all, I know you can be independent and I know that you are independent and strong. I'm not going to hold you back, but I'm here when you're ready to be soft.
well, and like even at one point she was like gonna cry and he was like, it's okay, like I'm here, I have you. Like, he just
Literally.
the way that they loved, especially going from Quicksilver, where we were teetering on it the entire time,
Right.
and then just like this book, it just was like
Straight into it.
and I'm
Straight
torn.
diving into it. And I'm okay with it. I loved every second of it. Also, at the top of the hill of the Aged Mountain, right before they get into the realm, and the watcher is like, you just have blind faith when she's trying to bring Onyx back to life, and he goes, in her, yes. Like it's that simple. It's
It's
that
just
simple.
blind devotion. Well, and um even like the sword, the fact that she
Yeah.
got to like use his sword to go after Belicon when he was like in danger. And it's the
Mhm.
first time anyone else has ever been able to wield a sword. And it literally was
That's
just
not
because
theirs.
I'm like,
Yeah.
right. And it all comes down to love. And I just
Yeah. She even made a comment. She was like, Belicon would never know. His
no.
hatred, full heart would never know. You have to have love and joy and kindness. And
Hmm.
I just, it, throughout this whole book, it just shows how much Fisher really loves her. And
Yeah.
I can't get over it. I can't get over it. It was so perfect.
You know what? I can't get over. Let's talk about the fact that they have a mind link.
Mm, mm. Okay. I read the Dreamwalk scene before you did, and I was waiting for you to get to it. For you to get to it because I knew you were gonna freak out. I was reading it and I was flipping out in my head, and I was like, no
We literally
freaking way.
had Akatar meets Blooded Ash. And
Oh yeah.
I
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It was
for
definitely
it.
like when that happened, I was like, no freaking way she brought this into this.
Yeah.
And I could not get over it. And it ended up being one of the things that saved Fisher's life.
Yeah.
Like it
It played
wasn't
like
just
and
like a dream walk. Oh my God, we're together,
yeah.
but we're really apart. And now like we're
Well,
just gonna
also I
bang.
feel like too, something that I feel like people are going to overlook in this book is that not only was it time for, this, but also that was like their moment of peace throughout all of this when they
Hmm.
couldn't even like be together. And
Hmm.
that like most of like a lot of the like intimate scenes we had were literally like in those moments. And it was like their
Yeah.
peace, like normal life.
Yeah. And the other thing that I want to point out is that not only were just Cyrus and Fisher in the dream, but Onyx was there too.
Yeah.
Because normally
Also,
that doesn't happen.
I feel like we need to talk about the fact that she brought him back to life.
Yeah.
So I have it tabbed. Hold on.
Tal also had mentioned previously that she had regenerative magic and she may be able to heal others with her runes because she has like
Yeah,
17,000 different runes on her arm, but they're
right.
not there yet.
Yeah. So, okay, so the first thing that I want to point out is that um Hazrak says, "Look at me, child. All magic has its limits. If you proceed any further, you will shatter the rune I gave you. You will not be able to use it to save anyone else. You will not be able to use it to free your other friends from their oaths as you have freed your mate." Okay, I feel like we're kind of getting I can't, you won't understand that reference. I kind of wait. I need bone carver.
Okay. Yes, it does.
I
It definitely is giving Bone Carver
I
vibe.
feel like we're getting a bone carver vibe in terms of that, like this being is somehow connected to the fates and probably something else. I'm thinking hell itself.
Probably.
And and isn't supposed to interfere, but I
Yeah,
feel
and
like
he
does.
also makes it a really big point that he's not a part of the blood court.
Yes.
He's
Well,
not.
no, he makes it known, but then I have it quoted, and I'll find the quote in here too in a second. He then was like, because she was like, "This doesn't involve you," and he was like, "Yeah, you're gonna see real soon. It does." And
Right.
then so then I'm like, and so then he says this, which makes me feel like he gave her this gift because he saw the future and is like trying to help her with staying in the balance, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And you won't understand this reference, but for anyone who's read the Book of Azrael series, it's giving very much Reggie. So, that's not his real name, but that's what she calls him, okay?
Right.
But then there is another quote, hold on, let me find it. He says, "What does it feel like to lose something that you love so dearly?" The strangest question. Had it known loss before? Had it been so sheltered its entire existence that it never lost anyone that it cared about? The odds seemed impossible, especially when you consider how old this creature was. I was well equipped to answer it, though. I'd answered more than my fair share of loss in my lifetime. My mother, my father, the few friends that I had been stupid enough to make when I was younger back in the third. There were bodies piled high in the mausoleum of my memory. In quotes, "It feels like trying to make sand flow backwards in an hourglass. It feels like being surrounded by people and being the only one who can't find air in the room. It's drowning on dry land. It's the hollow ache of something that you know from the moment on will always be missing. It is pain so acute and incurable that poets, pirates, and politicians alike die from it, and it never ends." And then he's silent. And so I feel like this is like that, like kind of like the bone carver where he was like, oh, like he wanted to know what it felt like to die because it's something he will never experience, like try to get his touch of like humanity. And so I felt like this question really started to like show that. And just also the fact that he even wanted to redo the deal that he had with Malcolm.
Hmm.
And so I feel like he likes her.
Yeah.
Not like that, but like he likes her,
He also
like
said that he broke his vow of silence for her.
for her. And
And
right.
there's definitely when you said that he's definitely trying to like,
I feel like there's a
oh,
line he can't cross, but it's Hector. It's giving like the Fates in Blood and Ash, like
yeah.
where they
There
very
is a
much,
line that he can't cross,
yes,
but he when you said he could like see the future, he outright said, I can see or I've seen through your oracle's eyes.
right. Well, and he says like that he sees like he's seen multiple like of her paths and now he would like hate to pretty much, and then he feel like he even said like he feels sorry for like what she has to deal with, which is why he like gave her such a rune that's like that.
Right.
And then the fact that he says, "Why? Why do you care what I'm doing? This has nothing to do with you." And nothing is like in italics, which usually is like, like, oh, this is something important. And then he says, his slitted nostrils flared and said, "You naive child. Of course it does. I have a hand in everything, but you will learn that soon enough, I suspect."
Yep.
Then she tries to call him that favor, and he's like, "No, I can't." Like he literally says, "I can't do that either. That's not within my power. There are accords that prevent it."
It's definitely
Then,
like he definitely has some type of like line that he can't
yeah,
cross or something. He's dabbling in like maybe he's like a creation of the gods.
right.
I don't know.
And so then he says the fact that he allows her to change what she was
Favor.
trying to like do for the favor, and then literally was like, what did you really come here for? And was like trying to guide her in the right direction. And it literally says, I will allow you to change your mind. You have 1 minute to fulfill the task you came here to complete and request a different favor. I suggest you move. And then it literally says 5 seconds. There was genuine concern in his voice. So I do feel like I don't necessarily know what it like the only thing I could think of is that it's definitely something kind of like where the bone carver made Feyre prove herself and then was like, oh, like you're worthy. And even like the surreal where it was like leave this world a better place and
Right.
like da, 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 you know, like I feel like it's one of those moments where this thing, this being like wishes that it could feel and do the things that she does because she always does the right thing.
Right.
And I think that we're going to get more answers to him and like what he is, but I definitely think he's somehow connected to the gods and fate. Because there's even a quote that, let me find it. Okay, when he gives her the room, the ability was freely given. No debt has been incurred. It is a silent rune already sealed to your soul. It will act as a grounding rod for the runes you already have and the ones that are to come too. For a while, anyway, it will buy you some time while you work on sealing the brimstone mark. And then she's like, okay, like, why would you do that? Because that's so helpful. And then it says, think of it as an apology for what is to come. I've seen through the eyes of your oracle, literally talking about Fisher's mom,
Mm-hmm.
and says, your future is not an easy one. And there are those who consider me partially to blame for that.
Yeah, something has to happen with that.
Yeah,
I don't it's all it'll all come to make sense at the end of the series, but there's definitely
yeah,
more depth to that because there wouldn't be all these little things like his little comments and quips and quotes like that where it doesn't. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like you could think that he's just talking out of his ass, but he's not. It all makes sense. It all comes to an end.
Um, so and we had a slight conversation about this. I think something that I was really all for this entire book, but was very I wouldn't say very surprised, but I definitely didn't think we were going to just go into this. So last book, we definitely, she had her moments where I was like, oh my gosh, this is so badass. But then
Right.
she'd be like, "Oh, but I need to go back. And we're like, you have no water. Why
Yeah.
do you want to go back?
But
This
like
book,
Hayden and Elroy,
right,
all my friends.
right. But then literally this book, she just was like a menace the
Oh yeah.
entire time.
Oh yeah. Full badassery all the
Absolutely.
way through.
And so I feel like we need to talk about the scene where um they're in pretty much like what's considered like the throne room, and Foley is getting turned into a Lord of Midnight. So the fact that one, she literally was like, "Oh no, we have a sixth one," and everyone's like, "What?" Like it was
Yeah,
only supposed to
literally.
be, and then she literally is like, "Silence. He's a part of this." Like puts him under like the words that like
Mhm.
were the protection and everything. Hears him out, and then literally just like no
You're the
hesitation,
one.
didn't care.
You're the
Yeah,
one.
literally didn't care about
And
anyone
also the
else.
whole like her in the blood court with Zoveda and all of them, not Tal included because obviously we can trust Tal, but
Yeah.
everyone else is giving Feyre in the Court of Nightmares.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
giving very much
100%.
I'm your queen and you are going to kneel to me.
Yes.
You will listen to what I have to say and you can't change a damn thing about it.
Well, and then in that same scene right before this happens with Zovina, where she opens up her mouth, and I literally was just waiting for her to get punched
Dude,
the
I
entire
know.
book. And the
I
fact that she
know.
literally was like forced her down and then literally pulls up a chair and then puts her legs on her back.
Rest her feet on that girl's back. I was like,
I
damn, that's a power move.
no, literally, I was sitting there and just was like,
Yeah, jaw dropped. I was like, okay, queen.
okay, and then literally, because this is also in Fisher's point of view, which is this is the reason I said that we needed this point of view, and the fact that everyone was like,
Nope,
would not have been the same from her point of view.
absolutely not.
And this says, calm as the center of a storm, she was brutal, cruel, lethal. Even I wouldn't have fucked with her in that moment, resting her feet on the back of a female whom most of this court was afraid of. I would have fucked her though. I desperately, desperately wanted to do that.
This man was feral
Feral, like
the whole
literally
book.
after she said I love you for the first time. It was like, I mean, he was like, that's my mate, whatever. But then after like they said I love you, which was very early in the book, which I was like, thank God. I'm so glad that didn't get
Yeah,
dragged out. Like I couldn't do
yeah.
it. The fact
It's
that
very
they
like
were
a
just like,
deep primal
oh my God. He
obsession.
literally, no, but he would literally, and I have this so much, so every time I have it highlighted in here, and he literally be like, this primal need I have to bend her over and
Literally.
everyone let them know. And I'm just like,
Heck yeah. All right, can we talk about her dosing him? Well, them dosing each other, but her dosing him first because
yeah.
that was crazy in front of the whole court of high bloods. And then afterwards at the war camp, when Ren and Lorith are just making fun of him and
Bro, they
they're
were
just
literally
laughing
just
at
like,
him.
they were like, bro, you got blue balls?
Literally, essentially what it is. Essentially what it is.
Bro.
And then the whole dosing thing thereafter in the book,
And, and the payback,
the payback.
when I tell you, I don't know what Miss Girl does to write this, but don't ever stop.
Literally, literally,
One
he
of my
better
one
never
of
ever stop.
one of my favorite quotes from the entire book. Come now, Osha. Where else would an acolyte kneel to worship but at the altar of his god? I literally went like this. I went,
Yep. That's an accurate reaction for sure.
like
I just can't. The love, the spice, the all the unique
this
elements that
this
Callie
book
brought into it.
this book exceeded all of my expectations. All my
Yeah.
expectations was that I wanted Fisher back. And I got that and more. I literally could not put this book down.
Mm-mm.
I mean, we literally read it in 24 hours because we wanted to record it for this week. And we were like both stressed about it. And we're like, are we gonna have enough time? I was like reading, I was like, oh yeah, we have enough time.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. We haven't.
um, and it's so interesting because today I've already seen two TikToks of people who um DNF'd it. Yeah, DNF'd like 40%
I
in.
get like there is a lot of plot building
Yeah, this
in the
book is a
book,
lot of
and there's
plot.
also a different amount of things going on.
Yeah,
Like within the first half of the book, we have the rot and the horde and the blood
right.
and
There's a lot of
there's
subplots.
a
Yeah,
lot going on, but in the end, it just comes together so
so
beautifully.
beautifully.
And it was so perfect.
Well, and something that we've talked about too is that like, don't get me wrong, like I do have books every now and then that are just spice, and I have some that are just fantasy. But like my 5-star, 6-star reads are always books where I need lots of plot, lots of world building, lots of romance, and lots of
Yep.
spice, but well written.
Yeah.
This book is probably not probably. It's a 6-star read for me, and I think it might be one of my top reads of this year.
Yeah, it definitely takes that reign top spot. Just there's no way that you can it is exceedingly hard to be an author, and it is outrageously hard to be a good author.
Yeah.
And Callie Hart just did it perfectly.
100%.
And
I
with
think
everything looming in the end of the first book,
mm,
she tied everything into the second book and brought it all to
that's
a
what I was just
close
about to say.
so perfectly.
Like literally starting with the fact that this book was like written for Saris, and it is instructions to everything she's gonna see. She hadn't even met the girl.
Yep.
Like, and she made dresses for her and all, like she made sure that Fisher had the support that he needed, but then also that she had the support because she
Mhm.
knew that she wasn't gonna be here.
Yep.
And answered questions that they could not figure out. They would not have done this without her. And like
No.
literally, okay, so this quote is from one of the letters, and it says, "Your second rune has awoken. By now you must know that Brimstone is not a plentiful resource as it once was. Historically, alchemists shied away from the second bow of the Prima, not only because it was too powerful and difficult to wield, but because its only purpose seemed to be linked with death and destruction. Even knowing you must conquer this rune, it pains me to advise you that you must do so, as sealing this magic to your soul will come at a great cost. One, as long as that cost ain't Fisher or Carrion,
It,
fine.
I don't think it ever would be.
I really hope it's not. And then
I
it
don't think it
says,
ever would be. Callie wouldn't do that, especially with it being Fisher's mom's journal or book for Sarah.
yeah,
There's no way that she would tell her to
yeah,
seal it if the cost was
right.
them.
Well, and so then it says, you will have to unlock a door within yourself that will be hard to close thereafter. I will not, cannot lie to you. You will change if you choose to walk down this path. But with the brimstone rune sealed to you, there's a chance that you'll be able to use it to help save Evelia from the veil. I see descending upon you. If you decide to reject this rune, there are still other courses of action that can be taken to fend off the darkness, but the odds of those plans working are slight in comparison. And then literally gives her the option and instructions if she decides to go through. Like she still gives her the choice. Like it's not like this, like you have to do this. Like it literally just says, like, I fear for you, I care for you, like I give you these
Right.
options. Like and okay, this is gonna sound horrible maybe because I'm traumatized from other books, but why do I feel like the cost? Because it's literally saying like you're gonna have to unlock a door within yourself. And what if it's that she has to like, what if she has to like break the bond to like save everyone because she is in a situation where she has to save him, like sacrifice that part of herself. I'd be hysterically crying. But like I'm traumatized from other books, and this has happened in other books. So that's where I'm like,
Yeah, I don't like that.
because you know what's gonna happen? I'm gonna slam the book through and be like, "We are dead."
We are down. I don't thank you. I don't like that. I don't
But
like that.
I really am curious to know what this cost is going to be. Um, if she fears it. You know what I'm saying? Um, I also think it's interesting to note, okay, in the front of the book, it has a quote and it says, "Hell is empty and all the devils are here" by William Shakespeare. And hell is talked about
So many
so
times.
much in this book. First of all, the Gate of Ungen isn't just a city, it's protecting the other gate. And the other gate is literally a portal
To the
to hell.
underworld.
Yeah, to hell. So is he a prince of hell?
Could be a god of the underworld because the traitor that they talk about served the gods or the under
Yeah.
gods. So it could be a god. I don't
Well, because they said that I don't think he's a full god. Like he's half god.
know.
But then here's my thing is how is someone who's half god, half fae have so much influence with the with what's the god's name? Zareth?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like if he was a full god, that wouldn't have happened. So it makes me think he's like a half blood.
Yeah.
He is a half, which is why he survived being in the Quicksilver. And is also why Zareth was like he'll be able to survive all of this. He's stronger than us because he physically is stronger than all of this. And But then what broke me was another quote. He literally is like, um, okay, so they're in there and he's like, I'm sorry, Osha. Arisian has always guarded. How do you say it? Diaxis? That's how I was saying it.
Yeah, Diaxis.
Okay. I've spent centuries practicing at hiding information behind locked doors in my head. She saw what I wanted her to see, but you, I knew she would look into your mind. You wouldn't have been able to hide it from her. There wasn't time to prepare you. His words were laced with regret. And then he's like, I'll tell you everything, I promise. As soon as we're safe, I'll explain, which we've heard that before.
Right.
Then, literally, with all of this power, he, um, he literally like gets up and she's like, how the heck is this going on? Like, I am like pinned and I'm like, she is probably the
Right.
second strongest being other than him in their realm, right? And then, he's like, shadow magic doesn't belong in your realm. Where did you get this power? And he's like, the same place I got my sword. So then I'm like, hmm. And then she's describing the powers um between him and Crave. And she's saying that like their power is weaker and less corporeal compared to Kaiden's. And so then I'm like, oh, so like he definitely is like stronger.
Oh, for
Then
sure.
he gets them to let her go. He kisses her and he's like, do you trust me? She goes, yes, always yes. And then he kisses her and it literally says, I love you, Sarah Spain. He kisses me hard. And so many unspoken things passed between us as he did promises and hope, oaths and regrets. So then I'm like, next book, we better get an explanation. And like, okay, do I think she has the right to be a little mad at him? Yes. But if the explanation is valid enough, I just feel like we shouldn't be
Yeah.
that mad and everything should be fine and like we should just love each other.
Yeah.
Like, we should just love each
Let's
other.
not
But
fight.
what's interesting to me is okay, so they're talking about the brimstone pool. And he's like, yes, it's like Quicksilver in many ways, but in others not. The original alchemists could never control it, not even the strongest of them. It sent most of them mad. The gate would open by itself and it wouldn't close. Foul creatures used it as a doorway into this realm. They caused chaos and terror. And since no one could close the portal, the Knights of Orithian were created. She has the rune. Very obvious that she is going to be able to control it at a
Yeah.
cost of that we don't know. Then he talks about how he went into the quick into the
That
quicksilver.
was crazy. So he didn't even really go into the Quicksilver. He went into the Brimstone.
Mm-hmm. So it
That's
literally
insane.
says, um, he ordered me to give him the relic, and then he ordered me to get into the pool. And then she goes, this is where Kingfisher had entered the Quicksilver. This was where it had infected him from inside out and almost drove him mad. Because it is a pool of Quicksilver, but it leads to Brimstone
Yeah.
through it, right? And then it says, I did as my king commanded. I stepped into the pool, and as soon as my bare feet touched the tainted ore, I knew I was going to die. I was transported to another realm, a place. He trailed off as if he had reached the midpoint of a sentence and found the rest of the words suddenly missing. We, this whole time, thought that when he went in, the other place was when he was like talking with Zareth and all that stuff. But now it has me thinking, what if it wasn't just that? What if Zareth pulled him from this fate of the underworld? And so what if it like he was there? That's when, like whatever his dad connection is, the sword connection, all of that stuff.
What if, what if Zareth is his dad
Oh, because that's what I was thinking. Literally, that's what I was thinking, because he's the god of change too.
and chaos?
So I'm like, the underworld. So this whole time, because okay, so it is stated that he enters the kingdom where Zareth is. Like we very much so know that.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking that maybe he was in the like in hell first.
I think definitely because he like trails off and like she says as if the words were missing
Right.
that the quicksilver, the brimstone or whatever happened was
Mm-hmm.
taken from his memory. He doesn't know. Or he's like oath bounded not to say.
Right.
I definitely think
So
there's more to that. He either doesn't have the memories, there's gotta be some
there's something, yeah.
connection. Yeah.
But
It's
also
much
like I'm ready for the truth because
yeah.
that ending it still threw me for an absolute loophole because also here's my thing. When Laura brings it up, he's like, absolutely not, like we can't do it. And then Laura tells her and he's like, he can't do it without you. So I'm like,
Yeah, I don't,
I'm
that's confusing. There are so
right.
many underlying like secrets, not
Yeah,
secrets, but it's just information that we don't have yet.
yeah.
And it's hard to
And,
wrap my brain around because
and I'm very
there's so many
understanding of the
different
fact of
parts.
that if he like physically could not tell her because he knew this dragon was gonna rifle in her head or whatever. Okay, that's fine. But now I need the truth. Now the dragon has rifled through my mind, and now it's time to tell me the
Right.
truth.
I need an
And
explanation now,
yeah,
please.
right. And so then also because here's my thing, why were we not doing this from the start when we found out that the brimstone could do this? Because he literally says, "As it's my right to claim this dragon." Well, if you have the right to a dragon, why are we not doing this sooner?
Right. Why did we
So,
wait?
so obviously in the next book we're gonna figure all of this out. I think Onyx plays a bigger role than
For
just be.
sure.
I don't know. I just don't think we're a fox.
No, there's no way we're just a fox, especially because the one thing that really clued me in, one, Callie Hart said it. And I heard it somewhere on social media and I was like, okay, yeah, obviously, like
Yeah,
little fox wouldn't be such a big character in this story as it is. It's very prominent in the first book.
100%.
And like, yes, Fisher is like, Onyx needed you and you needed Onyx. Cute. Now we have a pet fox, love him to death.
I'm almost wondering if
But
it's like a guardian
yeah, like kind of like a
situation.
Victor situation
Yeah,
because there's no way that he can dream walk with them.
yeah.
There's no way. It just
Right.
doesn't make sense.
Because you know what it made me think of? This is kind of crazy. It made me think of Coco, when like
Yeah,
Dante like
yeah, spirit
goes,
guides
yeah, like I'm wondering if it's something
along
like
the lines.
that.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
that would make sense. Yeah.
And especially because like, okay, one, it's literally on the cover of the book,
Mm-hmm.
the back of the book.
Back. Yep.
It's on the maps right here. And then the fox makes such a big like, and also I'm sorry, we're not just bringing back some fox from the dead that no one has ever done before, and it's just a fox. Now, if it is just a fox, it's just a fox. But I just feel like
Right.
there have been too many things that add are starting to add up to make me think that we're not just a fox.
Yeah.
Um, okay, now that we know his real name, I better get a wedding.
I
He literally
I
said that he
love
wouldn't marry
the
her.
real name. And I
I do.
love how Cyrus immediately adapted it. He was no longer Kingfisher. He was immediately Kaiden,
Yeah,
immediately Kai. Like,
immediately.
yeah,
And like he struggled, but she immediately was like
switched
embracing it.
over.
And
She
I'm
was like, it
so
only
for it.
feels right.
Yeah. Um, so I think and hope that we actually get a wedding because
We better now.
I want the ceremony. I know it's just a ceremony and we had this whole talk about how we don't need it because we love each other so much, but like I need it. I need this undying confession of love, even though we have it throughout the entire book. I want
Can you
it in a
imagine?
ceremony.
Can you imagine Kaiden's vows? Like, please.
Be cutting onions.
Cutting onions.
Cut onions.
Yeah, I would love to see that come in the next.
Yeah.
I hope it does. Once they reach peace,
Okay, so something that we haven't talked about that I feel like I was saving for when we started to talk about the next book, The Infected and the Rot. I think it's super important, and I wasn't expecting it, that Madra's power. And she's drawing power from the city being built
That was crazy.
in the
The
circle.
whole
Yeah.
city being a sigil, insane.
Yeah. So I was not prepared for that.
Mm-mm.
That one I was like, oh my God, like
Yeah.
that went through me. Um, which means that she's literally been just like feeding off of the power and the magic of people. So I think she is the one who's sending in the people from there, the
She
infected
for
ones,
sure is. She for sure is.
100%.
She's behind that. No
And
doubt.
then I am ready for her and Belicon to die.
Yeah, same.
I
I'm
am
ready for
ready.
her and Belicon to die and Carrion to take over.
And when he captured Biden and she like screamed when she saw him going to the tree, I was like, oh my God, I can't do this. This cannot be happening. Uh, Girl, you can't handle it. I can't handle it. And
I can't handle it.
and when I tell you, I sat up, me and Tyler, he's watching wrestling, I'm reading, and I'm sitting like this. Book is this close to my face. And he's like, are you okay? And I was like, don't talk to me right now. And I'm like,
This is intense.
and then as soon as we were fine, I literally was like, and like it was just like this relief. And I literally was like, oh my God, I can't do this. And then Onyx is like dying, and I'm like, what is going on? And I was like almost in tears over this fox. Like,
Yeah, if Callie would have killed off Onyx, I would have been really upset.
yeah.
But one thing we haven't talked about, Carrion.
First of all, bro, him and this plant. Oh, I have it noted in here. Okay, I knew I forgot something. His powers are talked about. Did
Yeah,
you pick up on it?
yes. It's the plants. It has
Yeah,
to do
he
with the
has.
plants.
It has something to do with plants. Um,
Because when he hits the wall with the rot, things start to bloom when they're fighting for Asher's life. And then when they're in his room at Kalish
mhm.
and he's talking and the flowers are blooming as he's talking. There it has to do with plants. 100%. And the way
100% does. Like every time he talked, he literally the plants were going crazier and then growing like crazy.
Callie Hart took that one little thing where people were obsessed with
Literally.
Arian and
But
his
but
damn
it also
plant and
explains
it's
his
punished.
obsession. Okay, it literally says I was halfway through the story when Carrion hurried into the dining room carrying a small blue pot full of dirt and a sharp dagger between his teeth. He stopped. I missed something. He looks carefully. I definitely missed something. Long story short, they're all like sit down
Yeah.
and they're like asking if he wants to do this. And then he goes, I actually was gonna take some of the clipping of the plants out. And then they literally are like yelling at him. They're like,
Yep.
sit the fuck down.
It's
I
a
was
2.0
dying.
version of where did you get a plant?
Literally dying. And I literally was like, bro, him and this fucking plant. And then
It all makes sense though.
it does. Well, and I think it's interesting because with how powerful his bloodline is, Fisher made a comment about that he thinks that fire is going to be involved. And if Fisher has an inkling, like I feel like it's a strong one. So I think we're going to have multiple. Oh, here it is. Multiple ones. So I pointed at the plant. It was twice the size it had been a minute ago, and it was covering those tiny white blooms. And then he literally says, do you see this illustration of this? Doesn't it look like this? And she's like, yeah. And he was like, this plant isn't even supposed to flower. It releases spores once every 10 years instead. But those are flowers, right? And they just keep blooming every time I speak, don't they? Or am I losing my mind? And she's like,
Yeah.
that's exactly what's happening. Like,
And
what the heck?
we see it in the courtyard
So
when they're
I
fighting.
definitely wouldn't have wanted this, but imagine if Fisher would have been sealed up and then Carrion was the like you, bro.
That's great.
Because remember when Fisher said the day that you save me is like the day I'll bend
I'll
it or
say you're
whatever.
my friend, right?
Yeah, and imagine, literally imagine. And also their bonding
Is top tier.
top tier, like they're besties. He doesn't want to admit it, but they're
They're
besties.
besties.
For the resties.
Well,
I
and the whole scene where it's like Cyrus was like, "This is where my mate would, make a quip about him staying here and doing boring stuff," and he goes, "Shut up, Carrie, and you're coming with us."
I know, I literally
And I was like, "Oh my god!"
And well,
Finally.
one, I think that Carrion is fully devoted to this like found family. And like there's even moments where there's comments in here talking about how like he looked like he was looking around and then as soon as he saw that she was okay, like there was this like visible relief on his face and like he always like yes, he makes stupid comments, but he's really smart because he reads the room
Yes.
and he knows like when to pretty much like take someone's mind off of something is like the only way I can like think of it. But he started to research about his kingdom. And I think in this next book they're gonna kill Belcon. And I think that he is going to take the throne.
He needs
And
to. And the way that the satyr were like, where's the lost king?
yes,
And they were bowing to Carrion. He
yes.
for
Oh
sure
my
is
God.
going to take the throne in the third book.
100%. So I think full-heartedly that Madra and Belcan are gonna die. They
Hmm.
better die. There's because her thing is like we don't torture enough now. They dead. Dead.
Literally. Definitely we're
Um,
gonna be gone. Carrion's gonna take the throne,
100%. I think he's gonna get his powers in this next book too.
like fully come into them, yeah.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna be living happily ever after. We better get all of the
And
answers
well,
though.
and
I'm pretty sure this is the final.
I think the dragons are gonna be a big part of this next book.
Yeah. Callie Hart said even in an interview that dragons are not
Mhm.
a faraway thing in this
Yeah.
series. I don't exactly remember
Well,
the
if you look on the map at Adam's Gate, it's literally two dragons.
interesting.
Um, did you see that she also said that this next book is an apology?
No.
Yeah. And I don't know how to
That's
feel about
supposed to
that. And
mean,
then she said someone's leaving. Yeah, I saw that and I was like,
what if it's Hayden? No, that doesn't make sense.
I don't know, but
Someone's leaving as in like walking away
I
or
have no clue. She
leaving
didn't
as
elaborate.
dying.
She did not elaborate. I don't know. All I know is
Mm-hmm.
that she said that also she's working on the Netflix adaptation and they have the script written. And right now they're going to start doing casting and finding directors and all that stuff.
I
So
can't watch it. I can't watch
it's
it.
going to be a minute before we get anything new. Yeah.
After she left us like that,
Between Rebecca, her, and Jennifer, I can't.
I know, dude.
I think they want me to be mentally unwell.
All of them.
But
Crazy.
I'm very excited for the next book. And it was so worth getting there right when they opened and like reading it through.
Literally.
Like
We
it
both
was so
got
worth it.
we both got to our Barnes and Nobles right when they opened. I was so mad because you were the first person to buy your first copy. I walked in at 10:04. My Barnes and Noble opens at 10 a.m. And there was already a girl at the cash register with both copies of Quicksilver
Did
and Brimstone. And I was like, you're joking right
did
now.
you see in my
Girl,
video that when I went to I went to pull the book, the whole stack was
almost the half the stack came off. I was like, oh my God.
and I was so excited that I didn't want to record it again. So I just was like, hopefully no
Uh-oh.
one says anything.
Half the stack goes down. That would have been hilarious. I'm so excited for Brimstone. I'm too quick.
I would have been mortified,
It would have been so funny though.
but it's
It was
okay.
definitely worth not doing anything but reading yesterday. Yeah.
Yeah.
And today.
Yeah.
But
Um,
I really hope that Netflix does the show right and the casting right.
if the casting isn't right, I'm not watching it. But being honest, I don't I don't think anyone is ever gonna be the perfect.
Mm-mm. That's how I feel about Zayden Ryerson. It's how I feel about Resand.
Like,
And it
I
won't
don't
ever be
know.
perfect.
I don't know. I guess we'll see. If it's bad, just expect me raging on here.
I don't want to
And
watch it because I don't want it to ruin it.
I know. Or like I'll wait until the next book is out and then I'll watch it.
Yeah, after the series is finished, then I'll
Right.
watch
Because
it.
then it won't matter.
I don't know.
All right, guys. Well, we have some exciting news coming up over the next couple of weeks with some big
Yeah, we
stuff. We have some
do.
We have some interviews, we have some special episodes and fun topics. So just be prepared and keep tuning in. All right. Bye, guys.
See you next Saturday.